And Reb, you haven't been on the show in several weeks, but you had a bunch of stuff go up on IGN about Stardew Valley.
Yeah. So Stardew Valley is, I think it's about to celebrate its 10th anniversary. It's this month. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but in celebration, it's 10 years old, which is mind blowing to me that Stardew Valley is that old.
It is.
But in celebration of that anniversary, I reached out to the creator, Eric Baroni, ConcernedApe, and interviewed him. Like, we had a very, very long, in-depth interview, and we published that earlier this month. The full interview, like the full Q&A, very long, lots of stuff in it for all the people who are just super into Stardew Valley. That's up on IGN. And then also, if you like Stardew Valley, but maybe don't want to read something that's going to take you like 10, 15 minutes to read, there are a bunch of smaller kind of news stories that we broke out of it that are just like the big highlights for people who are really into the game. And I think the big one that came out of that it was exciting to a lot of people, including myself when he said it, is that so there's an upcoming update for Stardew Valley that ConcernedApe has confirmed previously. It'll be patch 1.7. We don't really know what's in it. People have been speculating, but he confirmed for us that there's going to be 2 new marriage candidates, like people you can get married to in Stardew Valley, which there have not been since one of the earliest updates to the game. Like there was a bunch of them at launch, and then they added Shane and Emily, I believe, in like one of the earlier updates. And there have been no new people you can marry ever since then. And so he told us that he is adding 2 more. We can make some assumptions. We don't know if it's going to be brand new characters. I would say probably not, if I had to guess. It's probably going to be people who already exist. Obviously, the fan community has all sorts of theories as to who it might be, a lot of hopes. I personally would love to marry the wizard. Let's go. Maybe the Hat Mouse. Probably not the Hat Mouse. But yeah, so that's out there. And then we also, alongside that, we did some interviews with some members of the Stardew Valley community. So I spoke to a very, very talented speedrunner. I spoke to a content creator who does music farms, basically builds these like really intricate farms that when you walk through them on certain paths, they play like a whole song out of like the flute blocks and stuff. It's really cool. And then I also spoke to the creator of one of the most popular Stardew Valley mods, who ended up, through creating this mod for Stardew Valley, ended up actually working for ConcernedApe and now is working on the next update for Stardew Valley. Which is funny because I didn't actually know that when I reached out to him. I reached out to him as a modder, and then in the research leading up to the interview, I was like, wait, he works for ConcernedApe now. Am I doing something weird here by going like around? But it was fine. Everybody was so lovely and sweet to talk to. Everybody was like just really wholesome and like positive about the community. It was just like a really nice group of people. I also, for that community piece, reached out to the Stardew Valley subreddit and asked for fans to just share stories of what the game has meant to them over the years. And I got some really, really lovely anecdotes that I included in the piece. So if you like Stardew Valley and you haven't checked out that spread, like, please just, I don't know, you can probably Google Stardew Valley IGN and find it all. It's like all of our most recent Stardew Valley stuff. That's most of it. I'm really proud of it. It was a really, really cool interview with ConcernedApe, and there's a lot of good stuff there. I love Stardew Valley. It's a good game. Still playing it.
Reb is an incredible journalist, and this is a dream interview to get. So she just got a completely disarmed take on the past and the future of Stardew Valley by just nature of her skills as a journalist. And the interview really shows that, because every paragraph is interesting, and what she draws out of a developer is unique, because usually we have these layers of PR and we have these layers of I'm worried to talk about this thing that might spoil something. That's not the interview she got. The interview that she got is one where he's just not afraid to talk about anything and say, I might do this or I might not. And it's just a really interesting, way to look into somebody's brain that really enjoys the thing they're working on and is taking their time at it, but is also taking some active steps to be like, but I know things need to ship and get out the door. Yeah. It's not being locked up. So I just think it's, I've worked with journalists for a long time. This is one of my favorite things I've ever read, because we just normally have that filter, and Reb got through it. And I know this is a unique situation where it's easier to get through it, but really congrats on this one. It's a great read and a great moment for you, I think.
Thanks, Sam. That means a lot.
Yeah, it is fantastic. And Stardew Valley also just got a big update on Switch too. So if you're listening and you haven't somehow played this in the last 10 years it's been out, it's got 4-player split screen and mouse controls and game share and all that good stuff.
Don't you just get mad if people have like that? Some people haven't played this game and they get to now. Like, just if you haven't played Stardew Valley and you were on this is one of those games like, like Breath of the Wild or whatever. I'm like, I'm just mad that like I can't experience this for the first time again.
Well, what's really fun is I played it at launch. Like I played hundreds of hours of it at launch, like just tons and tons of it. And then, I tapered off and stopped playing it and went about my life. And then in the last like year or so, my sister actually has wanted, like we've been trying to connect a little bit more now that we're both adults and have like a little more free time. And so we've been playing Stardew Valley together, and we made like a new farm and we're playing multiplayer. And I hadn't played it in years. And all the updates that have happened since launch, I wouldn't say it's a totally new game, but it feels so worth it to come back to because there's just so many new things that were not there when I originally played it that I'm constantly being surprised. There's like whole other locations. There's like a whole nother dungeon. There's new crops. There's all these events and like stories that I've never seen. Like it's really, really cool. And so if you played it at launch, I haven't
gone back in 10 years. It sounds like it's almost like a sequel now. I should go back and play it then.
I think we re-reviewed it and gave it a 10 this time around because of everything that's changed.
We did. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like a sequel, but I would say it's worth going back to just because whatever you remember of it, it's going to feel familiar enough that you're going to start going through it. But just fairly frequently, you will just stumble over something that is new. It's like if you just continued playing, but there was just a bunch more new content on top of that. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a very strange feeling because it's all very well interwoven into the fabric of what that game is. And yeah, I don't know. I think Stardew Valley is so cool.
I romanced the kind of complicated photographer blonde lady.
Haley. Yeah.
It was almost hard mode.
I don't think I ever got married. I don't think I played long enough to ever do it. Yeah, I remember that one being difficult.
It's funny because now it's 10 years old, and so like I've changed over time. And I remember when I first played it 10 years ago, I was really into Abigail, the purple-haired girl who eats rocks. And now, I'm 10 years older, and now I'm like really interested in Leah, who's like this artist who lives out in the forest and makes these cool sculptures and really likes salad. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's funny.
But the eat rocks thing, I remember you referred to that in the piece. That's because you could give a gift and then she's like, that was delicious. It was just a mistake in the game.
Yeah, it was an error. So like,
that's so funny.
Yeah, it's like a meme at this point. So Abigail is this character who one of her loved gifts is amethyst and a couple other like rocks as well, like quartz and things like that, because she just likes sparkly rocks from the mines, whatever. But in the very early version of the game, when you gave her one of those gifts, she would say something like, "Thanks, this looks delicious." And everybody thought that was so funny that they kind of headcanoned, oh, she eats rocks. She's magical. She eats rocks. And it just became such a popular meme that ConcernedApe is like, yeah, I'm not changing it. That
came out in your interview a lot, where he's like, I have to balance what the community finds charming and what they find essential with like, also like, Grandpa was too mean originally, and I had to change it. Like, that wasn't my vision. I think, finding that path between being beholden to a community that's taken your thing and made it their own, and then also being like, but I created this and I want to make it my own thing, is something that this creator has handled probably better than anybody I've ever read about.
Yeah.
Or at least surfacely is seeming that way. Maybe he has trouble sleeping at night.
Yeah, I really liked reading about, because I asked him about mods. Like, have you ever looked at the modding community and, seen what people are doing or like looked at fan requests for features? And he says that he pretty aggressively tries not to do that. I mean, I'm sure it's inevitable that he sees some things, but he tries to stay out of that because he doesn't want to be influenced. And I thought it was really cute. Like at one point he said that, I just one day was working on it and felt like adding a family of raccoons because I thought that would be cool. And then he just did it. Like he just, is just sitting there having ideas. He's not necessarily, I don't know. I've interviewed people before who, when you ask them about their relationship with the community, they say, oh yeah, we're always listening to feedback and trying to implement and trying to make this game whatever the community wants.
I've a million times.
This game belongs to the community or whatever. And I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe there's probably situations where you obviously want to listen to feedback. Like if something's not working or if something's like a problem for people, you want to listen to that. But I I like things so much more when they have a creative vision behind them, like just a very strong one. And he talks about that too. We talk about David Lynch actually, because he's a noted fan of David Lynch, and he talks about really loving Twin Peaks and saying how he doesn't think he ever wants to give up Stardew Valley to be made into a TV show or movie. But if David Lynch were still alive and he offered to do a Stardew Valley thing in the style of Twin Peaks, he'd say yes and just like relinquish creative control because he just
Cool.
because he trusts that vision so much. Yeah.
Lynch was the big influence on Link's Awakening as well, right? A small village.
A lot of games, turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm watching Twin Peaks for the first time right now because I did that interview with ConcernedApe, and he talked so lovingly about Twin Peaks and David Lynch.
Are you in season 1?
I just finished season 2.
And
I am going, Sam, you will love this. I'm going this coming weekend to Liberty Hall in Lawrence, Kansas to watch the movie in a theater.
Oh, that's a fun way to do it. Yeah, the movie is worth it. The other season's kind of rough. I just got to go to the diner this summer in outside of between Yakima and Seattle or whatever. It's great. It's a little shrine to Twin Peaks as well. Like they have like photos and stuff like that outside.
Yeah, Logan's like, I
so
live
many
there.
games.
I was actually just gonna say I grew up 20 minutes away from where they shot the establishing shots for Twin Peaks.
Oh my gosh. It's inspired Final Fantasy. Oh my gosh, it's inspired so many things. I'm hearing there's scenes in Kentucky Route Zero. Like I'm watching this show and I'm like, oh, Kentucky Route Zero just lifted this. I mean, literally everything that Remedy makes, obviously. It's really incredible how much influence the show has had.
Rashida Jones's mom is in it.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Yeah, she's the diner waitress, Quincy Jones's wife. That she passed away recently, but she's the blonde diner lead waitress.
Huh.
That's Rashida Jones's mom.
Well, go check out Reb's awesome Stardew Valley stuff up on IGN.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have about 10 to 15 minutes left. Thanks for watching this clip from Nintendo Voice Chat. Be sure to catch the full episode over at youtube.com/IGN Games. New episodes of NVC drop every Friday on IGN Games, IGN.com, and your favorite podcast platforms. With the Nintendo Switch 2 finally here, there is so much to dive into. We appreciate you tuning in, and don't forget, NVC is the only place you can get the thing.